ceasefire. Israel breaches the Gaza ceasefire, killing dozens of Palestinians.
In Gaza, a ceasefire has a death toll. The latest ceasefire has been broken at least 47 times, leaving another 38 people dead. For the Abu Sha'ban family, the illusion of safety lasted 4 days. They were making the journey home to their Az-Zaytun neighborhood when an Israeli airstrike hit their vehicle. 11 of them were murdered, 7 children and 3 women. They were accused of crossing an invisible line on a military map, a line they could not see, a line that served as a death sentence delivered without warning. The bodies of 2 of the children were found in pieces. 2 more have yet to be found at all. Their names are now added to a list of at least 67,900 Gazans killed in 2 years. This is the reality hidden behind the headlines of peace talks. The genocide continues under the cover of a ceasefire precisely because the world's attention has been diverted. How do you keep the killing quiet? How do you ensure these stories are never told? You acquire a weapon capable of shaping reality itself.
Do you have cell phones? You have cell phones here? No. You're holding a piece of Israel right there.
He called TikTok a weapon. If social media is a weapon, the question is, who is holding it now? History has always taught us that the first things tyrants do is control the press. When that control slips, drastic measures are often taken. Since October 7, there has been a significant loss of life, including journalists. According to the UN Human Rights Office, as of August 2025, at least 247 Palestinian journalists have been killed. It is within this context that a multi-billion-dollar deal to acquire TikTok's US operations has been granted, a deal spearheaded by President Trump with investors of his choosing. This matters because, according to a 2023 Pew Research Center study, 43% of TikTok users in the United States regularly use the app to get their news. With the ongoing genocide in Gaza, the unfiltered documentation of events on platforms like TikTok has played a crucial role in shaping public opinion. What will happen if Zionists are successful in controlling the media and break the ceasefire? Well, they've already broken it many times. So who now holds the keys to this powerful platform? Let's start with a name tied to pro-Israel causes. Larry Ellison, the founder of Oracle. Ellison, one of the wealthiest men in the world, is also a major private donor to the Friends of the Israel Defense Forces. In 2014, a year marked by significant war crimes and the loss of 2,322 Palestinian lives, Ellison's support for the IDF was unwavering. At a Beverly Hills fundraiser for the FIDF, a staggering $33 million was raised. A significant portion of this, $16.6 million, came from Larry Ellison himself.
For 2,000 years, we were a stateless people, and now we have a country of our own, defended by all the brave men and women of the IDF, who, devote their lives for preserving the state of Israel.
They called it charity. Gaza called it war. This is the man whose company Oracle was originally built to manage the database for the CIA. The CEO of that same company is Safra Katz. At the beginning of the Israeli operation in Gaza in 2023, she stated, "Only when I arrived in Israel for the first time after October 7th did I start smiling again." Now let's look at the individuals reportedly involved in negotiating the future of the region. First, the current President of the United States, a faithful supporter of Israel. Second, Tony Blair, the former UK Prime Minister, another ally of Israel. Blair's Institute, which is reportedly involved in planning the reconstruction of Gaza, has also been a recipient of Ellison's charitable work. And third, the nominee for Secretary of State, Marco Rubio. Rubio has been a vocal critic of TikTok in the past, citing it as a national security threat. However, his stance appears to have softened now that the platform's control is shifting into friendly hands. This isn't a new strategy. A decade ago, in a 2015 email, Safra Katz wrote about the need to embed the love and respect for Israel in the American culture. The loss of their narrative control is causing panic, leading to more aggressive measures to win it back, and the changes are already being felt. There are reports of new TikTok guidelines that censor the word war when applied to Palestine, while the term resistance, if mentioned, must be followed by condemnation. To top it off, the new public policy manager for hate speech at TikTok is a former instructor in the Israeli military. The reach of this influence doesn't stop with TikTok. David Ellison, Larry Ellison's son, is a major player in the media landscape. From Hollywood to your For You page, Ellison's family now owns the lens through which millions see the world. And the world they don't want you to see is Gaza. The other key investors are Silver Lake, a private equity firm in which Larry Ellison has invested billions, and the United Arab Emirates AI firm MGX, owned by Sheikh Tahnoun bin Zayed Al Nahyan, another figure known for his ties to Israel. What does this mean for Palestinians? For a moment, the world saw Gaza unfiltered, uncensored, but control over TikTok could dim that light. While the truth has been reaching the world through the lens of ordinary people, the powerful forces of propaganda have historically shaped the narrative in Israel's favor since 1948. The world will be fed a carefully curated version of reality, but the fight for the narrative doesn't end here. It moves. People are already shifting to alternative platforms to keep the truth flowing, on apps like Clapper, an alternative to TikTok, and by supporting Palestinian creators and developers like Islam Hijazi, who are building new uncensored spaces. The story continues to be told. If they call it a weapon, then truth is our defense. Keep sharing, keep recording, keep Gaza in the frame. The TikTok deal wasn't a sudden move. It's the logical conclusion of a war in truth that started in 1948. Next time we go back to the beginning to show you how the most powerful weapon in this conflict was never a gun. It was a story.